We've learned to use some helpful Linux commands from the command line terminal in Linux. Let's see how to do the same thing from our Windows command line, the old DOS terminal window. So we're going to see, first of all, how to do some of the same things: directory, changing directories, moving around, getting some information about the system. And then we're going to see how to do some file commands, and then we'll put it all together with some advanced commands in Windows as well. So open up your Windows VM by coming to Oracle VirtualBox and starting your Windows 10 machine, and come to your Start window. And this is the same for just about any of the recent versions of Windows from XP all the way to 10.1. We hit our Start menu, and then we come into the search bar and we can type CMD. CMD is the command prompt, and you can either hit enter here or you can click on the command prompt above. And you can modify the properties of your command prompt window by going to Properties, Font, and let's make that significantly bigger, maybe 24, even 28. And then we can change the colors if we like. I'm going to hit OK. And I'll maximize so that it takes up the whole screen. And so I can come to the View menu and come to Scale Factor, and I'll make it a little bigger, maybe 125%. And then I can bring it back to full screen. And remember, if you ever want to get out of full screen, just do your Control key or your Command key on a Mac and F to switch back and forth between full screen. So I'm in my command prompt window in Windows 10. Let's do just a dir. And since I'm in as my user that I created, a user has all of these files and folders. The dir command is just like the ls command, or very similar to the ls command. And actually you can see it lists and shows that these are directories, so it's more like the ls-l command. If I want to do a wide directory or not have all this information, I actually have to say dir and then /w. And that shows them in a stacked format or a wide format like I saw by default in Linux. So dir is similar but not exactly the same as a list command. But the cd command to change directories is exactly the same. So if I cd into the desktop, DE, I can even use my tab key. And now I'm cd'd into the desktop. I'm down at the bottom of my screen, so I'm going to do a CLS. That's the same as the clear command in Linux. CLS will clear the screen in our Windows command prompt. So if I cd space ... that will take me back up one directory. The same thing here, cd space ... and then I can even do a cd space /, and that takes me to the root of my C drive, so the root of my file system in Windows. And then if I want to get back into my users directory, I can cd space U. Actually, case doesn't matter as much on a Windows PC. And I want to use a \bp tab. And then if I want to change back into my desktop, cd desktop, there we go. We see we can change directories, so listing and changing directories works very similar to what we had in Linux, but it's a directory and a CD, dir and CD. So we'll do a CLS to clear the screen, and let's do a ver command. We can see we're on Microsoft Windows. That's sort of like my uname-a. I'll also do a host name on here. So we can see that we're on a host desktop and it just has some random sequence of characters after it. But ver will tell me my operating system version on my Microsoft Windows version 10.0. And if I want to see my history, I can't just do the history command. I have to do doskey space /h. That DOS key shows me everything that I've done since I logged in. And I've had several commands, including a CLS. All right, so we've seen, just like on Windows, just like on Linux, we have an up arrow as well, so we can go back up and we can come back down. So if we want to see a command run a second time, I just have to up to it and hit enter. And I can up and then I can down, and I can see that history that I scroll through as well. So those are some basics for navigating the command line, plus seeing what kind of computer you're on. In the next lesson, we'll see how to do some file magic in Windows.